Hi everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and thank you for being here with me, of course. So this will be our personal Spiritual Growth Tarot reading for the week of December 12th through the 18th. So let me drop the camera down and get started. Okay, so I'm using the Lightseers Tarot for us this week. And I've already allowed for reversals. So let's look at Sunday, December 12th. Okay, Monday the 13th. Goodness. Okay, there we go. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I can tell that I am going to have to raise the camera up, or raise my tripod up actually. Okay, so hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so for Sunday here, we have the Fool reversed and the Moon reversed. So even though this is our, personal reading, I feel like the political's coming in here because I feel like this has to do with women's rights being upside down, just simply put. But of course, I'll read it on some different levels. So when the Fool comes reversed, on a personal level, this can feel like we're needing to hesitate, that we're not so prepared. And then with the Moon reversed, this is actually not so bad because it's a place where we're not so... Well, on one level, sometimes secrets come out. On another level, it can have us in a place where we're not so stressed out, like there's not the anxiety that's there usually when the moon is straight up. And it can have us in a place where we're overcoming our fears, right? Like we're on top of those unconscious fears. So if this does play into the whole, women's rights, reproductive rights that are under attack, this is actually good. On that level, it would show that we're not afraid. We're not afraid. And we're also going to not be so foolish anymore in thinking that, they've got our backs, because they don't, right? We're in a battle here. This is kind of playing into the whole, the Pluto return that the United States is going to go through starting in February of next year. February 20th is the exact date. But we've been feeling it for years because Pluto moves so slowly. And Pluto, of course, rules Scorpio, and of course, Scorpio rules reproduction, giving birth. Yeah. So let's see, could it be anything else here? Well, our own unconscious, what was previously unconscious to us is no longer unconscious. Things have come through. This could be getting some dreamtime guidance from, waking up with it on Sunday morning. And we're no longer so willing to move through life unprepared. And so this is like, okay, well, the rules are changing, or something's come up from deep within, and now I know, to not, maybe not be so trusting. But you can trust your wise unconscious that is now bringing through the information, whatever that is. Now, on Monday, with the High Priestess reversed, she comes through reversed when there's a hidden agenda that's coming through. There's some secrets that have been, revealed. We know there's secrets, and we know there's something that's very murky, cloudy, which can reveal like a hidden agenda. And then sometimes she comes through when there's some self-doubts because we're not as connected to our highest self as we would like to be, and so we're feeling this unstable place. And sometimes she comes through because you can see how when she's straight up, this is always my card of like having a really wide vision. And in this deck, it's in the Light Seers Tarot, Chris-Anne put in this image of like, are the eyes, well, if I get the glare off there for you, there we go. Are the eyes open or are they closed, right? Can you see the truth? And there's always the guidance to go within to get your own truth, right? But when she comes through, and I'm sorry, what I meant to say is she has a really wide vision because the third eye's open there. We can see with this light there, that's about the third eye being open. And having your inner vision, your intuition open, which whenever I meditate, I get this like purple color coming through, lighter than that actually. But whatever color you get, doesn't matter. This chartreuse, is that the way you say it? Chartreuse. Now I can't even say it at all. Hot pink. It's the color of the 8th chakra that's up above the 7th, that opens up to the wisdom of the universe. So when it's reversed, there's a narrow vision. There's not that big, wide open vision. There's a narrow vision. And so on Monday, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, I feel like there's a narrower vision into into feeling unstable and feeling that the laws that were in place to protect us are no longer going to be there in the future. And so there's that, because this is a card of feeling stuck and feeling like the people that were there to do their job and whatever their job was are unfaithful. There's something in there where they're not loyal to what they previously were, loyal and defending, right? It's a card of irresponsibility and people who are just kind of, they don't care anymore, and they're going to do what they want to do for their own means. For the means to their own ends. It doesn't have anything to do with what's right and what's fair, and especially with the High Priestess, when she's reversed there about that narrow vision, it's often too, this place of hypocritical, being hypocrisy, I guess is a better word. And yeah, now that we're not going in the right direction, now we're going to be stuck for some time. So, as much as I try to not see, when we're dealing, excuse me, hold on. When we're dealing with human rights, this is beyond the political, right? So, Roe v. Wade being under attack is just the beginning. It's just the beginning, and that's weighing on us heavily. Sunday and Monday, of course, and then Tuesday with the Hermit reversed. So when the Hermit is straight up, of course, this is your inner quest to find your own wisdom, and it's a lonely inner journey that only you can take. No one can light your way for you. You have to do it yourself. But when the Hermit comes through reversed, suddenly we're thrown into the outer world. We don't have the luxury to go within anymore. Suddenly we're having to, we're in a sad place where we're feeling deceived. And like if we don't push our energy outward, that we're going to go through some mistakes, right? Where we've all kind of lost our way. And that's especially true with the Temperance card here, because to me this is the protective energy of Archangel Michael. But if you don't believe in angels or light beings, things like that, that's okay too. You could just look at it as being that energy of that quality of life where there is that need to protect what's right and what's fair. It goes beyond the Justice card because this has to do with balancing out those opposites, balancing out the light and the dark so that we're on equal footing. Yeah. Now, if this doesn't have, just to drop into the personal again, if this doesn't have anything to do with you, if you're not at all concerned about, women's rights or reproductive rights, and we just read things on the personal level, this would be a day of, where you might feel a little bit sad, you might feel like you've kind of lost your way, or you might feel a little lonely too. Because, when you go inside, when you do the inner work and you find yourself, you're never lonely again. That doesn't mean you don't like to connect with others, and that doesn't mean that there isn't a real need to connect with others, but it means that you have yourself. So when the Hermit comes through reversed, that's the quest, is to find your inner self where you have yourself, where you're no longer, where you haven't lost your way anymore, and where you've found yourself, and so you can move forward in a whole new way. That is very, well, what's the word I'm searching for here? Because it's not just temperance, and it's not just patience, and it's not just, there's something deeper. I know what it is. It's a unification of your spirit with your human self. That's the task here. That's the opportunity for this Tuesday. And then Wednesday comes along and the Chariot's reversed. So again, there's that need to be in connection with your inner being and not just be on that willpower place of progressing forward from your outer will. This is to align with your inner will. And again, on a different level, these cards could all be speaking to feeling a little unstable because there is a conflict going on. With the Chariot is ruled by Cancer, and that is everything to do with family and devotion and the feminine. And to have that stable family, that stable place in your home where you that's your sacred space, and your body is your sacred space. And when the Chariot's reversed, we don't have that. So that's still, however you want to look at it. This is a very inward process where you need to connect with your inner being and find your truth there, however you want that to be. And with the Ten of Wands reversed, this could have to do with delegating sometimes, because maybe it's kind of stressful at home and you can't progress and you're needing to delegate somehow. And then for some of you, it'll be some stress relief. Because maybe there's a decision made this week where you're deciding not to travel. And so maybe you're not going to travel for the holidays. Maybe a decision is made that you're not going to travel for the holidays, and that takes a lot of stress off of you. or maybe have figured out a way with the family to get together. Maybe you're going to all get together over Zoom or something, or Skype or WhatsApp. In other countries, WhatsApp works really, really well. It's a way to stay together. It's kind of like FaceTime for other countries. You can FaceTime too. I mean, there's that. But when it comes to like a group situation with the family, that may be a decision that's made this Wednesday. And then another way of looking at this card, another level. This could have to do with a car, because cars can be, the Chariot can be our vehicles, and the Ten of Wands can be some kind of a failure. So for some of us, we may be looking at checking out our cars to make sure that they're working properly. Car maintenance. There could be some failure there, and the need for vehicle maintenance. Now, Thursday comes along with the Tower. The Tower, to me, well, the traditional meaning is, a breakthrough, breakdown that creates a big change and destroys something that used to work well. But I don't see it that way. The way I look at it is we're breaking through there's no need for the false self, because the real self is broken through, no matter what's going on in the news. If you want to look at it as a reconstruction card, this would be it. It's like if you go through remodeling in your house, it's definitely a breakdown of things, and then you put things back together in a different way, in a new way. So I don't see it as being so bad. But with this Page of Pentacles reversed, this could be that there was something that we put off and now we can't anymore by Thursday. So whatever procrastination or whatever things we've been putting off, like, I don't know, maybe we weren't so good this year as to gathering our tax records, and now we're realizing, I've got to start dealing with that. It's pretty much the end of the year, and we've got to break through so that we don't have trouble later on. That could be the guidance for some of us. And then for other people, there's a possibility that that with the Tower, it just brings in some change, and there's conflict with it. And yeah, it does disrupt the natural flow of life, that's for sure. But sometimes it brings through, like I was saying, that enlightenment. And you can see it here with this card. And we have the transformative, butterflies that help bring through something. And sometimes things fail with this card. So if there's a failure, we have to go back to what, and we're dealing with the Page of Pentacles here, and it would be anything that wastes resources, because we're in the realm of all types of material resources. And then on another level, it could have to do with maybe having a meeting with people and it's disappointing and you're just like, oh man. Or maybe something came through and it broke through the internet in a way that you had to stop the meeting. That's another possibility. But this, I can really keep feeling like it's a breakthrough. It's the enlightenment that breaks through, so that we stop procrastinating about things that need to be taken care of. That's what I just really keep feeling, that it's for most of us that's what it is. So think about what needs to be taken care of by the end of the year. or what would make next year run more smoothly, or what would make studies run more smoothly, everything around the house, new projects. Yeah, what is it that needs to be taken care of around the house so that things run more smoothly in your life? And this could also be work. This can be work and study as well with the Pentacles there. And then Friday, I hope you guys don't. I hope no one has a headache out here. This is my headache card. But you know, the Nine of Swords is to do with a little bit of anxiety and stress. It's all about maybe some fears that are hanging over you, you know, and so maybe maybe these go together where there was some breakthrough that just wasn't the way you wanted it to come, right? And then maybe you couldn't sleep that night, you know, from Thursday night, and Friday morning you're like, oh God, I didn't get enough sleep. And so looking at this as an overview, I would say if you guys can plan ahead and take Friday off, if you can, or even Thursday and Friday off, if that's a possibility, I would do it. And let's see, what else? With the Nine of Swords, I'm feeling like it could just be about some regrets. It's often a card of regrets. But it could just be a little bit of anxiety. So what might the anxiety be about? Well, with the Judgment card coming through reversed, well, it could just be that something wasn't really meant to be, and you feel kind of down about it. And both of these cards do bring through, or do have, you know, regret written all over them. So I feel like the way to work through it is just to allow yourself to, don't doubt yourself so much, right? And if you're feeling down, it'll be a really good day for a nap, if you can at least get a nap in, because, you know, if that's true. I hope that these cards are wrong. I hope I drew the wrong cards and this isn't true for anyone. But if it is, I feel like the best way to deal with it is to, you know, just go with the image on this card where you welcome your spiritual essence more than ever, and that we realize that our experiences here on earth are just temporary, and we don't need to take anything personally. I went through this in my members only video about how important it is to not take things personally when things don't happen the way we want, because it's you know, most of the time it's not our fault. Most of the time it's just the way the world is and we're living within it. And one of our major soul tasks for each one of us is to not, you know, you want to identify where you have your own false beliefs. Yeah, that's your work. That's definitely your work. But for the most part, we are living on a dualistic planet, but we are unitive beings. So when things don't go the way that we've planned, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us. It just means that life isn't perfect on Earth, right? So don't take it personally. That's just the simple statement. But to get into it a little more deeply is that you don't judge yourself as being inadequate or inferior just because the plans that you made didn't come through the way that you want. And then for Saturday, with the Two of Swords, the task here is to get out of our heads and get into our hearts to make our decisions. And that's especially true with the Four of Cups reversed, because sometimes the Four of Cups will come through reversed if we're needing to take some action and start, like a new goal. And this time it needs to come from not our heads but our hearts, right? This is a card of being very, what's the word, like proactive, positive self-assertion, and not be apathetic. Because when the Four of Cups is straight up, it's a card of apathy. When it's reversed, it's like, okay, now we're ready to get a little more focused and get back into life. But the task here with the Two of Swords is definitely to detach from the spinning of the mind and get more focused into our hearts. Sometimes there's some blocked feelings with the Two of Swords, some blocked emotional from the past, blocked emotions from the past, blocked emotional reactions that we need to get in touch with. And then, in the traditional Rider-Waite, there's the Two Swords that really make us feel like we're at a crossroads. So for some of you, you might be at a crossroads. It's time to get out of denial and face those fears and start a brand new beginning coming from a new goal. That's what I'm getting there, a new goal. Okay, let's see what was on the bottom. Oh, they're upright at least, because we certainly have an awful lot of reversals. I like having Temperance straight up, though, definitely. And the Moon reversed is better than straight up, actually. So, but we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So the Queen of Pentacles, like, she's really self-contained. She's good at organizing. She's really good at being practical, and she's very stable. She's very nurturing. This is like the best mom to have, because she knows how to get things done, and she knows how to take care of you well. And with the Six of Swords, this is a card of, on a soul level, it's that place where we transition to a new level. So this feels to me like it's all about clearing things up for the end of the year and starting the new year. It feels like making those plans for the new year to where things are much more peaceful, if we can, in the midst of all the crazy abuses of authority that are going on. But when it comes to women's health care rights, she's strong. She's strong. And she'll know how to get us through to the other side. So this could be, these two cards together could be that there's some leadership that comes through and says, no, this is not the way it's going to be. And there's some new way to, who knows, maybe this is Kamala Harris, although she's a Libra, and this would be an earth sign, but still, she's earthy to me, Kamala is, and, that would be just the kind of leadership that we need. This could also be someone like Stacey Abrams. It could also be just any strong woman. And I know, Liz Cheney is a Leo, and Nancy Pelosi is an Aries, which are fire sign women. But I feel like they probably have a lot of really healthy or good, earth. Not that I agree with Liz Cheney's politics, but she's kicking some butt and she's coming after Trump, so that's good. And because this is a strong woman, strong female, protective, energy and consciousness that gets us through to a safer place in the end. So I think it's good no matter who it is, right? Yeah. So, okay, so let me use an oracle real quick. Let's see, which oracle? Let's use the, what's the name of this one? It's what's her name? Yeah. Colette Baron Reed's Enchanted Map. Let's see what else. I'll do 5 cards to look at the rest of this, or to look at this week. 12th to the 18th. What are the main message? What's the main? I want to focus in on something that will be really helpful for all of us. Okay. Stuck in the mud. Yep. Encouragement. Sad embrace. Making a choice. And listening. Okay. So, you know, we're not there yet with these cards, but we're getting there. Well, or this is dealing with what is. These cards are dealing with what is. So yes, of course. I mean, look, there's the bird that knows the right direction to go, but why is this guy going? He's stuck in the mud and he's going the wrong direction. If this isn't the Republican Party card, I don't know what is. It's an elephant. Stuck. Okay, so this has Roe v. Wade all over it to me, and everything else in the GOP party, you know, which they're stuck, right? They're stuck. There's probably 10 or 12 good ones, and the rest are stuck. Thank goodness for the 10 or 12. You know, maybe there's more. But we notice that there's some good ones that keep coming over to the right side of going in the right direction and voting to support things. And that is, to me, what is very encouraging, so we can hang in there with that. And look at this. This is a mama giraffe and a baby giraffe. Need I say more? I don't think so. And yes, it's extremely sad and scary right now. Imagine being a young woman or a woman of childbearing age. Actually, any woman, right? In Texas. And in these other states, Mississippi, where they're, you know, this is sad, and we need to be in this place and remember how it was in the past and how it could continue on in the future if we don't get this under control, which is making a choice to do the right thing, taking the higher path, which is equality. Notice how these doorways are both very, they're balanced. One's not higher than the other. It's making a choice from your higher self that knows that we need to protect everyone's free will, freedom to choose. And then again, this listening. And with this card, I don't see the GOP over it, unless it's that we need to make them listen to what's right. I feel like this is about remembering to listen within. So I try to not be political here, but it's, I don't know, when we're dealing with human rights, is that political? I don't think that's political. I think it's common sense. So, okay, well, that's it for this week. I hope you guys are having wonderful holidays in spite of the sadness that's happening. I mean, my goodness, I'm sad about this tornado situation that's going through, or that has happened, has gone through Tornado Alley. So, okay, I guess I'll just keep you in my prayers and best wishes and send you lots of love. Okay, bye you guys.